Hey Alex, hey guys, how's it going? Hope you're all doing well. Just replying to your last video, Alex. I'm really sorry that you couldn't go and see some of your friends on the in Austria or wherever it was. It really sucks when plans don't come together, and things like it's just we rarely have storms in Britain, but it happened to be on the day that you were flying that there happened to be this uh, horrendous storm, and it sounds like that's why it got cancelled. It really sucks, and especially if you've got your friends having a great time and close friends like that. It's hard to miss that. So I hope you're doing a little bit better now that the weekend's over. I hope they had a good time and everything like that. So getting onto the video, I just thought it would be nice just to do weekly updates from myself if anything's happened in my week. So this week's been fairly eventful, so I thought I might as well talk about it and share some stories or anecdotes. Not that they're going to be funny or anything, but hey, we can talk about it. So my first little bit of news is, I don't know if you can see over here, I've got a brand new shed. The last one I sort of it came with the house, the previous shed, and it was rotten and just falling apart. So I've knocked that down and got this lovely brand new shed. So that's news for me anyway. That's exciting news for me. Maybe not for anyone else. But it was horrendous trying to get the guys to build it for us, because it was part and parcel of the of the service really, and what we paid for. But effectively, what they needed to do is put they needed something level to put it on, and so we got some concrete 4x4 slide things, pillars. That's the word I was looking for. And we put it on and made sure it was all level, and we got my other half's brother-in-law to check, and he's a builder, so he just made sure everything was beautifully level. It was absolutely fine, no problem. When they actually came to at the start, they originally decided or said that they were going to be here, between 9 o'clock in the morning and 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So on the day, 7 o'clock in the morning, I'm still asleep. Had the day off, so they could do it, and I could give them access to the house and whatever. And 7 o'clock in the morning, we got fucking. I shouldn't really swear, should I? Let's start again. I got a ring on the doorbell, and of course it's these three blokes wanting to do the shed. So I was sort of half dressed, and so I let them in, and they checked everything out. And although everything was all level, the main issue was that where we had put everything was too close to the fence. So I don't know if you can see there, it's hanging over a little bit, just over here. So basically we had to get some slabs, which luckily we had, and then put them next to the pillar just so they could build something just like you can see here. So actually we need to slide the whole thing a little bit so it's on the actual pillars. So we had to have like a bit of an argument with them and saying it's fine, we'll slide it on there, that's not a problem, just build it. And they're like, no, we want to build it, we want to build it on something level, you'll lose your warranty, blah blah blah. So then I went up and spoke to my other half, and she said, brother-in-law said it'd be fine, so just get them to build it. So I went down, come on, you got to build it, just build it anywhere and we'll sort out the rest. Oh no, but your warranty, you might scratch it if you pick it up and try and put it, blah blah blah. So I had to go back up again, and I was like, love, come on, come down, tell them what they said. It's better with two of us, 2 against 3 rather than 1 against 3. So she came down and they were fine. When she came down, they were like, yep, absolutely, we'll sort it out for you. So they finally put it together. 7 o'clock in the morning, Woke up all the neighbours, all this banging, drilling, and whatever. But hey, what can you do? What can you do? So I've got my new fence, and I still need to paint it. Ever since we've had the fence, it's been pouring with rain, and it needs, I think, 2 days to settle properly once the paint's on. So I'm waiting for that. It's quite sunny at the moment, but it was pouring with rain earlier, so hey, we're waiting for that. So that's sort of my little shed update. Anyway, maybe I'll do a time lapse when I'm painting it or something like that for a bit of fun. But we'll see. Another little update. I've had to go and get my car sort of half serviced. My air conditioning just wasn't working, and I felt my brakes were squeaky and everything like that. So I left it with the garage. I've got a Peugeot, so I took it to the Peugeot garage because looking at the service records and everything, it had never been to a Peugeot garage since it was bought, or owned originally. Because I got mine, I think it was 2 or 3 owners before. So I got them to have a good old look and service, or not my proper service, but just have a good old look for me. And I found out that the air conditioning has been cracked. Something's happened to it. I reckon it was sold cracked, but all the air hadn't seeped out, so they just got away with it. So I only got it in October, so I'm a little bit annoyed about that. So apparently the part and labour and everything would be about 750 quid, which is a lot of money really for aircon. So I was going to say no, but then they looked at or spoke to their head office or whatever, and they'd cover a large majority of it. I think because the car may be just under guarantee, it may not be. It might be goodwill. I don't know. But so what I thought was going to be a relatively cheap experience is costing me about £500. So not happy about that. I'm going to have to do some hustling, like Alex would say, to see if I can raise some extra funds. But effectively I don't have a car for the next couple of days because I've got to order the parts and do the service for the aircon, and hopefully they'll clean my car as well while they're at it, because I did leave it in a bit of a state, because I thought if I'm paying, usually they'll clean it for me as well, so hopefully that's going to happen as well. But it's just a bit rubbish. I could easily use that money to to invest in, or to better my life in some other way. But hey, you need a car. Aircon's quite important at the moment. It's very hot, and it needed doing. So yeah. I've got my proper service in October, so hopefully they won't find anything else. But the positive thing is they check the brakes, and the brakes are perfect. So hey, again, a really thrilling story for you in my updates there. Next on the news, on the weekend, I spent some time with my dad, brother, and sister, and my sister's boyfriend. We've decided to start a new sort of annual event, just a good excuse to get us all together. So effectively every year we're going to do some sort of, or maybe half a year, I don't know yet, but we'll do some sort of competition between us all, and whoever wins gets sort of I think it's a little trophy or something like that. So on the weekend I went down and saw them all, and we went to Arundel, if anyone knows what Arundel is. And we went to a pitch and putt course, 18 holes, and it's just effectively putting on a green. We took some pictures, and we had a laugh. Personally, I was only there for the trash talk. My golfing ability is terrible, but I enjoyed winding people up throughout. So saying I didn't win is a understatement. I absolutely failed completely, but I had a lot of fun while doing it. So I'm looking forward to the next one. I think we're going to do there's some place in Rustington or something like that where you can do bowling and mini golf and climbing and all that sort of stuff. So hopefully we'll have a couple of competitions, sort of league table, and spend the day doing stuff So hopefully that will be fun as well. So maybe I'll film it. We'll see if they want to be on YouTube. We'll see. But it sounds like a lot of fun anyway. The last thing I want to talk about was my gym going. I'm back at the gym now that I'm relatively healthy again. So just trying to slowly get my way back into the proper workout. So I'm feeling better, feeling good from it, a little bit achy. When I went down to get my car looked at, the gym's just around the corner from there. So, 8:30 in the morning, there's me down at the gym. Actually, I found that going to the gym at 8:30 in the morning is probably the busiest time I've seen the gym. There's only a little bit of floor space you could use, really. It was packed. It was absolutely packed. So it might be because it's the summer holidays now or something, I don't know. But it was absolutely packed, so I'll be going a bit later next time. But I had a good workout. But there was this dude in there who was doing, it sounded like he was doing so there was this dude in there, and it sounded like he was doing rounds, like boxing rounds, and there was the punch bag, and he was giving it all. And I was there, sort of doing some stretches because around there is where you can do the all the floor exercises and a space. And he was giving it some welly, which is fine, but it's not that heavy of a bag, and he was really trying to go in it. He was pushing the bag as far as it would go, and then when it comes back, smashing it. And I was just looking at him thinking, you're actually just breaking it. Like, I'm sure at the club you go to, there's some heavy bags that you can actually properly hit, but you're just being a dick, in my opinion. Just use it for focus, use it, move around, do some punches, let the bag move around and then move around with it. That's absolutely fine. But when you're just literally pushing it just so you can hit it as hard as you can, it's not really doing anything. It's just, I don't know, feeding his ego or something like that. And I was, I wanted to do a little bit of bag work, so I was, doing everything else and waiting till last and just waiting for him to finish. And just the stuff he was doing. I mean, he was, he's a fit guy, and he had some sort of talent with kickboxing or something like that, because he was all right. I just thought what he was doing was just completely unnecessary, really. It sounded like he was just getting some aggression out, and I think maybe it's my age, but I was just getting a bit annoyed because there was 2 punch bags and someone broke that one, and it's not long until that one breaks as well, and then we won't have any punch bags. So that's sort of like, I think, Kyle's old man rant about the gym. But I'm just glad to be getting active again, getting my body back into at least some level of fitness. And I'll talk more about martial arts and what I want to do in the future on another video. But that concludes the weekly update for Kyle. I might do one next week. It depends on if anything interesting's happened. Or something I deem at least vaguely interesting. So if you want to hear any stories or have anything to ask me, please pop it in the comments below. Do a thumbs up, hit that bell, ding ding, and subscribe. We'd love some more subscribers and to get some feedback and give us some sort of guidance of where our videos should go. So hopefully speak to you guys online, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.